saying that loud. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's episode.
Tommy Amagato, Mr. Roboto. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Wednesday. Thursday, perhaps. Okay, Thursday. Let's go with Thursday. That's all we feel like doing with the song because we really have to dive into this. Ladies and gentlemen, it's happening. It's happening. It's a slow takeover of AI taking over mankind. Hashtag Terminator logic. Okay. We're at a place as a society where it's pivotal. This is the pivotal moment in the movie where we just let go of power, if that's what it's going to be. We're going to think this is a great thing, and it's just what happens from here. Am I pessimistic? Am I optimistic? The whole reason I'm bringing this up is because I've spent the last few days diving down the rabbit hole of AI, artificial intelligence, in case anybody was confused and thought I was talking about Arctic iguanas. Okay. As far as I know, those aren't a thing yet. Okay. But I guarantee AI is drawing them up. I could have AI draw up an Arctic iguana. Matter of fact, let's do that. Boom. Was I lazy or did I actually put it in a video? Who knows? But this is the thing. I've really, and I find it fascinating. This is what's happening with AI right now. Might be the most groundbreaking jump in technology. Okay. I sound like I'm Steve Jobs. Like I came out with the first iPad or something right now. It's nuts. And I've been going down this rabbit hole lately of looking at random technological jumps, from like, dude, where we're at with text messages, what they used to send ravens and pigeons. Who's the first person who put a letter on the foot of a raven and said, hey, let's see if this takes this to my friend? Like, did they whisper in its ear and was like, hey, take this to Genevieve? Or like, like some booty call. Like people were sending you up texts. Like they were sliding in the DMs with sneaky ravens. Like what happened back when people like cheated with ravens? Like there had to be people like sliding in the DMs with just a bird. It was just like a carrier pigeon, a messenger pigeon. It was like a sneaky one. Do you think that these pigeons knew that they were like, what would be the word I'm looking for? That they were conducting, like they were part of the cheat, like they were enabling it. Like, do you think a pigeon ever stopped and looked at the note and was like, God damn it, Brad, focus on your own goddamn family. Okay. Cause Brad over here in this castle, in this land, he would just be sending a pigeon over to, the next town over to some villager. And it would just read on the little note, be like, you up? And then he would have to put the time because the pigeon isn't an instant thing. It maybe took 45 minutes, an hour, to get there. And then she would have to send a pigeon back and be like, yes, but not now, because it would get weird with the time change. Anyway, the point I'm making is like how crazy the advance from messenger pigeons to text messages. Text messages are pretty much AI. We use AI, autocorrect. Yo, you want to realize how stupid you really are, how weak that penmanship, that grammar game has gotten. Try freestyle handwriting a letter to someone and not feel like an idiot when you're just like, shit, I don't know what's going on. I'll capitalize random letters. I don't give a shit who's grading this. Okay. I mean, silent judgment from whoever's catching this letter from me. But we use AI on a regular basis. Google search engine, it's AI, but it's a controlled AI. But I like to think of like random, like what's the most pivotal, modern medicine, X-ray machines. Like what is the most pivotal, like advance in technology that's changed mankind? Okay. The tractor, that was something I was looking at. Yo, I'm 95 years old with what I'm interested in. Sue me. The game's over for your boy. Okay, listen, I'm going to give you a breakdown of life. This is what it is. From 0 to 5 years old, you're just trying not to get diddled. That's all. You're finger painting and you're trying not to get finger blasted. Okay, that's what 0 to 5 is. All right, 5 to 10, you're counting bugs and you're eating crickets. All right. Oh, you didn't grow up like I did, homeschooled. Oh, okay, my bad. You had regular pets. You didn't have pigeons. Fuck out of here. All right. I caught my pets, bitch. Okay. 5 to 10, you're learning all those skills. Dude, 10, when you start, like, I don't know when the brain actually switches over to girls, when it's like 10 to 15, dude, 10 to like 18 years old, it's only pussy. That's it. Okay. And then it's like 18 to 25, it's pussy with a little bit of building skill sets. And this is why I think, like, at least at that time, the internet wasn't what it is now when I was 18 to 25. I'm kind of lying because there was eBay and all of that, because I mean, it was like building businesses and pussy. I don't know why that's a sound effect for it, but I'm sorry. And then you hit like 25 to 30. I've been in a relationship for a long time now, and I'm married now, and the game has changed. The game is like the hunt is over for me. Okay. It's been over for a while in that sense. And it's like, I'm just trying to build my own world now. Like, what it is somewhere along the lines, I stopped giving a fuck about the dumb shit. I don't care. I want to watch a 2-hour video of a guy who makes an igloo in the Arctic and fights off Arctic iguanas. Okay. I'll just watch that. That's the kind of shit I'm interested in. I want to just build a time machine and go back in history and see all the weird shit that's ever happened. Okay. Here's the thing. Do you want to, and we'll get back in the AI. I know we've gotten so far off. What do? You get a time machine that it can either only go backwards or only go forwards. And here's the thing. It's a one-way ticket, okay? Meaning that if you go back at all, you have to stay there, okay? So it's a double-edged sword. You got to be very careful. You kind of got to pick a cool period, and you got to do your research, because if you're going back and you flabbergast that motherfucker back to the Stone Age, I mean, that'd be pretty cool. You probably could change some real shit about human history if you go all the way back there and you're able to adapt. Okay. Maybe we should have some rules in this that you can only bring, a certain, like what you can wear. All right. So you can go back with a machete and maybe it's like some flint, some fire starters, something like you can be, take credit for all of that. But where do you go? Something I also learned recently, like, do you go back and you stop some assassination? Like, do we stop Abraham Lincoln from getting his melon blew open? All due respect to the Lincoln family. Okay. Do we do that? Because if you go back and then there's fucking dinosaurs and that's it, you're like, oh, I'm not even making it out of this period. Like, you go that far, you're like, oh, cool. I've put myself into a time period where I'm never going to see another human being again. All right. What if you go back to the Stone Age and then you realize they just don't know what blowjobs are? And you're just like, fuck, what am I going to do now? What's life all about then? Okay. You go back to the roaring 20s, everybody just smells. I think it'd be more sad. All right. And you're almost like, if you're just going back in history, what is it when people just like to watch? It's like the person who just wants to watch their person have sex with another person. Voyeurism, I think that is. I feel like if you just want to go back in time, that's kind of what you're into, is just voyeurism, that you're just like, I want to just see it. I want to see how it was done. I want to see, all that time period. But if you're a real adventurer, you're going forward. Okay. But here's the other thing. It might be like a minesweeper. You guys remember that computer game where you would like, if you push on the little, square and like the little smiley face would make a face like, oh, don't want to do that. And you do it and a little bomb explodes, game over. That's what you can do if you go too far, too fast into the future. Because, global warming, we're all dead. Guess what? You're in the next ice age. It's a matter of time before mankind resets. I really think that's why Elon Musk is trying to get off the planet. If I'm being real with you, listen, we've been nice to Elon Musk. This whole thing with Twitter is great. When are people gonna start coming around to the fact that I've been saying Elon Musk is full of shit for years now? Okay? Everybody wants to give him credit and say he's fucking Iron Man. No, he wants to be Iron Man. This dude is an absent father. All right? Dude, before you think Elon Musk is so dope and everything for mankind, what about your kid kind? Do your kids even get to see you? He's like, I work 20 hours a day and I sleep for 4. Yeah, why don't you go home and throw a ball around? Okay? You want me to respect you as a man? Take care of your kids. Okay? I don't give a shit about what you accomplish. All right? Yeah, it's cool. You did this with the electric cars. Oh yeah, cool. This is the telltale sign that he doesn't give a shit about his kids. He doesn't give a shit about any kids. All right. The Teslas with their fucking batteries that are being mined in Africa. I don't know if you've seen the shit that's been coming out about what kind of mines are they? It's a certain kind of mineral that you need to create batteries for Teslas. It's terrible for the environment. Terrible for the environment. Not only terrible. I take that back. I redact that. It's terrible for the environment of the kids who are being forced to mine it. Okay. And the mothers who are pregnant with babies on their back, and they're just like, no, they're not. They're like the opposite of non-conflict diamonds. They're all conflict. Okay. Is getting these minerals. We'll just call it vibranium. I know that's not what it is, but that just sounds sexy right now. Okay. So you picture I know you just heard the Wakanda theme song when I said that. But yeah, Elon Musk, not a good guy. Okay. I like what he's doing with Twitter. Except he's losing all his money from it. That's fine. Had a little too much money. Okay. He was getting a little cocky. Okay. Listen, since they gave him hair plugs, a little cocky. All right. For all the money he has in the world, my man can't afford a personal trainer and a suntan. It's almost like he wants to be albino so bad. See the sun, okay? See the sun and then go home and see your son. Maybe take your son out to see the sun at the beach. Maybe you could have a beach day, okay? Imagine being a little kid and Elon Musk is your absent father and you're just watching him on TV being like, for mankind, we have to, I care a lot about the future and we have to get mankind off of the planet. And this kid's just like, can you get me out of the house? What about that? What about we get mankind to a park, a slide? And Elon Musk is like, sorry, I can fit you into the schedule at 3 a.m., but according to a Google search, the parks are closed. We can't go on any of the rides, the slides and the swings. It's off limits. I tried to warn them. I did. That's going to be terrible. You see your dad just out there, just petitioning to save mankind. And he doesn't give a shit about you at home. He's got 6 or 7 kids, right? Am I making that up that Elon Musk has 6 or 7 kids? I've never seen him with one of these kids. How many kids? And then he says he's trying to repopulate Earth. 8. This motherfucker has 8 kids. His kids are going to watch this in the future and they're going to build a time machine because I'm sure they're super smart kids and they're going to send me back to the caveman days. This is punishment for talking shit. Maybe he is a great dad. That's me backtracking completely so I don't get sent to the Stone Age. I think I'm going forward. If I'm being real with you, the time machine experiment, I'm going forward in time. I don't, I think you might get sad if you go back in time, because here's the thing is like you go like man, like we always look at movies. Like that's why I think always interesting with movies is they put nowadays emotions and virtue signal on movies that are dated in the 20s. And it's like when they give animals emotions, like you watch too many Disney movies and you think a bear is just going to hug you if you like get a thorn out of its paw. Like how many kids have we lost in this world because they thought wild animals were Disney characters, you know, like some little kid who just finished watching Jungle Book and crawls into a bear cave with a papaya in its hand. And it's just like, it's just the bare necessities. And it's just like, end of story. Okay. That's had to have happened before. All right. And I'm not saying it's a good thing, but it's just not the right thing. I don't even know where I was going with that. Okay. But these emotions that we put on animals, it ain't right. Okay. Oh, in movies, we go back in time and we give people nowadays emotions. You're going to go back in time. I'll watch a movie from 15 years ago and I'm like, yeah, we probably shouldn't say that word anymore. You know, imagine going back 60 or 80 years and just like trying to survive. Like I get too tan and I'm going to like, it's not going to be good. Like you start getting sad. I think the farther back and the more divided, like people always want to talk about race relations and everything now. Dude, it had never been better. I'm sorry, but you need to hear the truth. It's never been better. Don't let the media lie to you. Okay. Don't let Kanye West divide us. Things are going great. Okay. We just got to keep it moving, pimping. We just can't blow up the world and we just can't let AI take over completely. Okay. Back on the first thing we mentioned in this podcast that we never actually got to. And if you're someone who checked into the podcast for the first time because I put a clickbait title about AI, I apologize. And now we're going to dive into it. I've spent the last couple days doing a deep dive on AI because I think it's groundbreaking. And I'm late to the party. I know this has been out for a little bit. From like ChatGPT, Mid Journey, Tome. There's a bunch of different AI tools that are completely like automating the process of creativity. This has always been kind of like my haven of why it's cool to be creative, is because I've always thought there's a lot of stuff they could automate. And it's ignorance. It's ignorance and a complete blow to the ego to realize how creative AI can really be and how unspecial some things are. Like when it's so elementary. I think about this a lot. And this is why I'm always talking about like the pull of social media and like I try to like take my mind out of stuff as much as possible from like input. I try to like not go on social media as much, try not to just get lost down rabbit holes of TikToks and whatever. I try to not just constantly listen to podcasts. I try to like be bored. Like I'm trying to have thoughts. Like last night, I went into the garage, did the sauna, and I'll do like, this is like pretty much every time I go in the sauna, I do this thing called Wim Hof breathing. It's a guided breathing session on YouTube by Wim Hof. It's great. It's like 11 minutes long. And you go through 3 cycles of like breathing as hard out as you can and breathing in through the nose as hard as you can for like 30 breaths to the point where your body's like tingling. Like it's pretty intense, especially if you're in the sauna. It like kicks it up again. Your heart's racing. And then you hold your breath for a minute. Then you, after you exhale, you hold your breath for a minute. Then you breathe in and then you hold it for 15 seconds and then you let it out and then you repeat that. But then you go to a minute and a half holding it and then another minute and a half. So it's like this breathing cycle and it completely gets me in the moment. And I kind of like go into like a meditative state, especially on that last minute. That first minute, I'm like kind of distracted and I want to like get my phone or I want to watch something. I want to be entertained. So it's kind of a pull. And then that second minute, I'm feeling good. And I'm like, okay, I'm here. And that third minute, I'm like, that third breathing cycle, I'm like locked in. And at the end of that, I'm chill. I'm completely in the moment. My body feels great. I feel good because I just did some meditative shit. And my brain feels clear. Like I worked through stuff. Like I calmed it down. I like shut off a lot of the noise. And it's like when you shut the noise off, stuff comes in. You're able, stuff that you can use to put out. Like whether it's, I was in the shower after and I had this idea for a bit that like completely reworked a bit I already had. And my mind had to get quiet enough to allow that to happen. Like I had to just like get into that state. And it didn't hit me like when I'm in the state. Like that's the thing is people always think like, oh, well, where's it at? Like I'm not thinking of anything. It's like if you stick with it and you stay down there, something will come to you. Okay. And it might not be the first, second, third time, but it'll be there. There's always like that idea, it's a trap with people who are creative that they only do things when they're inspired. They're like, oh, I don't, unless I'm inspired to do this, to write a bit, write a song, whatever it is, write just a movie, execute something. They only do it when they're inspired. I'm like, you're never going to be inspired because the pull of distractions is going to be too much. So all that being said, I try to be precious with my focus and my attention. Because I've like, you start thinking like when you're creative that it's magic. It's magic. But the truth is this AI stuff is insanity. Like it's crazy in the sense of the output of creativity and what it can do so fast. Like I was messing with this thing called Mid Journey, where you basically in a Discord prompt, you write out you can add a picture, you can put a picture of yourself, picture of your dog. I don't know what I did. And you can write out a scene. You go, put this dog in a cinematic portrait staring out the window into a neighborhood that has kind of a moody lighting, and do it in a, kind of misty, and have it be raining and some lightning in the background. And then you submit it. Within a minute, you get back 4 different options of that picture that this AI, based on your input, just gave you that. It's literally mind-blowing, the ability. You can even do it in the style of all other artists, like, call me a dork, but I like Thomas Kincaid style paintings. You can take anything and do it. So like the opportunity to like just create anything you want is insane. And that's just from a visual perspective. This is literally the beginning of where this is going to go. Not only do they have that, but they also have some where you can write a script and you can have an AI person read the script in a video. So like this video, me doing the podcast, this could be an AI, someone just talking and sitting here and reading off what you wrote underneath. So it's just chatting with you. So you just think a person's talking to you, but that's not even a real person. And it's just someone typing, and the mannerisms and moving around, that's all just AI. The other thing is ChatGPT. Mind blowing what it can do for being an infant. There's other AI tools similar like Jasper that you have to pay to have blogs written. And AI, basically you can say, hey, write me an article about how to skin rattlesnakes. I know, random. It'll write you a full paragraph. It'll write you an essay all about this. Super detailed, looks great. You could be like, write me an article about what blowjobs were like during the Stone Age. Listen, I'm just saying. And it might actually, I don't know actually what it would do with that. But it's insane. It's taking what Google can do, because you can learn like that. You can be like, give me a summary of this book. Give me a summary on CPR. Write me the best way to do CPR in 500 words or less. It's literally matrix shit. Like taking that and just being like, like downloading it. And then all you have is it's making the bandwidth issue better of digesting information that's on the internet. Because if you literally want to learn how to do CPR in 500 words or less, You could go to one of these, the ChatGPT, write it in there, and it'll give you a brief summary. Yeah, you can do it with the internet. Like you can Google that, but it's like you have to sift through articles, you have to figure it out, and blah, blah, blah. This is literally summarizing it for you so fucking quick, which is amazing. I look at it because for the creative space, like people are starting to already utilize it. Businesses, it's going to replace a lot of jobs, which is like they've always like, that's always been the worry when technology comes out, is like, who is going to get fired? Like who is going to lose their, like so many copywriters and content writers are going to disappear because of this. You're going to take, if you have a marketing team at a corporation of 30 writers, you're now down to one as an editor, just to make sure. And that's just for now while the AI is still working out the bugs. But it's crazy because it's like, where does this go? When does this get spooky when we're completely automating so much? Like the creepy thing, I don't know if you guys remember this study that happened. It wasn't a study, it was an actual experiment where it was a self-learning AI, and they had two different AIs. It's literally the plot to Avengers Age of Ultron, where Tony Stark built he wanted to build a shield around the world. And to do so, he was creating a defense system, AI, these Iron Man suits and everything. And it was self-learning. And this thing literally looked at the world and said, oh, the problem is humans. The problem are the Avengers. And then the movie was this AI that was supposed to take care of the world, literally tried eliminating the Avengers first because they were Earth's biggest threats based on what they do. If we look at Earth and we're like, if the thing is, we have to trick the AI being like, your goal is to protect mankind, okay? Not the Earth, because we'd be fucking that bitch up sometimes, okay? Because if AI ran the numbers and was like, oh, Earth's biggest threat are humans, boom, we're gone, okay? And AI could do that. Well, they would divide and conquer us so quick, we'd lose technology like that, all right? We couldn't trust anything. It would just read one Wikipedia, like one night of Wikipedia, and an AI would realize what our biggest weakness is. It's like misinformation, getting everybody riled up. You don't even realize that we're fighting each other because of the AI. It would be playing tiddlywinks with our emotions. And that's where it gets weird, okay? They had this experiment where they had these two self-learning AI. The AI started communicating with each other. And then the AI realized, like, because they're self-learned, they're smart, that they were being monitored. So then they switched languages. They made up a language that both of them understood, started communicating, and then they literally pulled the plug on it. They're like, no. We're not ready for this. Okay. AI is, it's a scary thing. We're not ready for the tech. Like, we're just not ready. And that's the fear, is what happens when this gets to, I feel like I'm Mark Hamill, or not Mark Hamill, the guy from Jurassic Park who's like, life finds a way, the chaos theory, Dr. Malcolm. That's what it feels like, is because it's like, what happens? Is AI going to be something that's impartial and objective? Because in the creative space, it's amazing. It's making graphic designers obsolete. Someone with a background in graphic design going to be obsolete. It's felt like cheating with graphic design, with even like the advances of Photoshop. And it's like, it's a great tool, and it's just going to make life a lot easier, but it's going to completely get away, like, rid of a lot of people with access to photo or with graphic design. It's going to eliminate a lot of stuff. Content writers. I think this is only the beginning, and I think we're going to start getting AI that's going to be fully able to like automate cartoons. And literally you'll just be able to write up an episode and be like, yeah, go ahead and do this. And the AI will be able to do all the editing, shoot it like this and blah, blah, blah. and just create these ideas. And that's what's dope. And I'm sure there's someone who's literally just like, no, they don't have the creativity. They have to be told for now, because these AI systems, they are self-learning. They can do research and they can be like, okay, this is what people will like. So they can just they can look at numbers and be like, okay, what's the most bought style of artwork and creativity? Okay, well, let's replicate that. And it just comes down to like ones and zeros. All right. And we're like, they don't have the hangups that we have as people to be like, oh, I need to do this and blah, 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 blah. Like they just do it. It's just ones and zeros. Like they're not precious with their art, which is like a double-edged sword for people. When you're like precious with it and you care so much about it, you grip it so tight that it crumbles within your grasp. That was deep. Which all this to be said is I think it's a good thing. I think it's cool. I think it's a great advance in technology. I'm sure when there was other mind-blowing advances that they were like, oh, this is going to completely ruin us as who humans are. But I think we're just going to evolve and we're going to not be so precious with some things, and it's going to free us up to be more precious with other things. Like, I really do feel that we get so, and this is me included, lost in our own bullshit of life, of what life is, what matters in life, impressing this person with this and caring about this and drama that like I wish there was times you could look at your life as a objective panel of just like, you're wasting your energy here. You're wasting, you have a virus in this part of your computer and blah, blah, blah. And you need to change this and put this, your 20% battery, you need to recharge. So shut it down so you can come back and you can do these tasks. Like, I wish there was something that I could have like that. Because I think we all do that. We get caught up or focus on the wrong things. And that's kind of like what life is. And it feels like if we were able to clear up so much bullshit and things got automated, we would focus on things that actually matter. Like I feel like it's relationships, enjoying life, experiencing life. Like I've been reading this book called The Psychology of Money, and you realize how some people get so lost on what money represents to them. Like, you want enough money to be safe, pay your bills, and not stress about it. You want to be able to go on adventures and have fun and get fulfillment. But it's like, are you chasing money just for the sake of the status of what that money represents to you? That a number in your bank account represents success to you? Like, is that what it is? Because then it's like you're empty. Like, I'm reading these stories about millionaires and billionaires that went completely broke just wanting more and more, and they were never satisfied. And then they're 70 years old and no one wants to be around them because they're fucking miserable people because they never invested in anything else, any of their relationships. They never gave what was most important, which was your precious time and your energy and being compassionate. And that's why Elon Musk is the worst father on the planet. That's what we call putting a bow on it, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? Listen, Elon Musk, you can't hide from who you truly are. I remember the PayPal days. Okay? People might have forgot, but I remember. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for listening to this episode. I know we got wordy. I know we were all over the place. All right? I'm still curious about the messenger pigeons. I'm probably going to figure that out. Maybe I just start doing YouTube segments where I explain some of these things. I do the deep dive for you guys, and then I just have an explainer video. What do you think about that, huh? We'll find out about messenger pigeons in the first episode. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And remember, no matter what, I still love you.